Simple tutorial today. Little tutorial. You need a couple little pieces. You just need a couple little things. One specific, maybe, piece of software. At least one that I'm using. You may be able to find another one. I don't know. Maybe. Go look. If not, this one costs a little bit. We can make some cool handwritten titles like I've been using in the past. Right after this. Alright, so firstly, I've had a few people ask how I've done the handwritten titles that I do in front of some of my videos. And I'll show you an example of one of them that I use right here. I did the audio inside of GarageBand, but the handwritten part I did a little differently. I went online looking for tutorials on how to do this in Final Cut or how to do it in Motion or whatever, and I was going to handwrite it and take a picture of it, or how do I take a font and mask it and do all kinds of stuff, and it looked like it was going to be really tedious. Doable, yeah, I guess, but super tedious. I didn't want to do that, so I figured I have one of these. Good old iPhone. What did I do? Me and my thinking, I decided to do this. I realized with iOS 11 that you can now screen capture, screen record. I figured all I needed to do was find an app that I could draw in and it would record all that. Because a lot of the editing programs nowadays have the ability to key out a color or to do a luma key or anything like that where you can pull black out or pull white out, I was good. In our little tutorial today, I'm going to use a program actually called Procreate. You can use this piece of software or you can use any other piece of software that has the ability to draw in it. And as you can see, this is where I did a signature here. So I'm going to hit plus here at the top here in Procreate. This is Procreate Pocket. Now if you have an iPad, you can get the full version of Procreate, but this is Procreate. This is Procreate Pocket. And honestly, I don't even know if this costs anything. So in here, first off, in the top of this screen, you'll actually see that there's these two little squares at the top right hand corner here. And this allows me to talk about layers. So the bottom layer down here is the background. So depending on if I want this to be white text on black or black text on white. So I want it to be black text on white. So this is actually set up fairly well. Now if I want it to be the other way, I would actually take this and you'll see up to the top that is turning black. So I say good, done. Now I go back into my layer and I highlight this top layer, and you can put as many layers here if you want. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that my color is set to white, and this can be anything you want. So you just kind of spin this around till you get it, and then this of course would be the hue of the color. So you pick your primary, you pick the shade of it. Okay, so now I got black with white, and literally all I'm going to do in here now, and you may have to do this a couple times just to practice, and I'm going to put pardon my drawing here, you know, welcome. I undo that, and you have an undo, which is good, right? Get rid of that more. Okay. So well, let's try this one. We'll do it a little different. I'll see. Put my own name because I want to sign something. Perfect. Love it. Okay. Now I've got it, and all I'm going to do now is actually stop the screen recording that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to stop that. I'm going to get that file because it's going to save this. I'm going to save it as a video. Now that I've drawn it, I don't even care if it's saving or anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close my screen recording. You'll see that I have the red bar up at the top. You guys can see it up here maybe, right? That red bar, and I'm going to say stop the recording. Alright, so I've stopped that recording. I'm going to have my computer here, which is awesome because you need that. It all depends now if you have an iPhone and a Mac or an iPad and a Mac, if you're using iCloud or not. If you are, and you're using something called iCloud Photo Library, that video may be on its way to your computer already. If not, I'm going to take my phone, I'm going to find that video in my Photos app. If you're on Android, I don't know where it saves, just go find it and get it to your computer somehow. So I have this here, and I'm going to click on my share. I'm going to airdrop it. So on my computer here, you should see this file become available, and there it is. You'll see it says receiving. Nice. Now I can put my phone away. I don't need it anymore. All right, so I've got that file. Nice and simple. I'm gonna now get rid of that. Don't need that. And I'm gonna open up my Final Cut. Inside Final Cut, once this is open, we're gonna create a nice new event. Now I'm going to call it title. And we'll call it animated title, even better. Put it in that untitled library. Don't name your libraries untitled, it's not smart. I have one, whatever. Import my media. This should go into my downloads folder. So find my downloads. There's my screen recording. Import, excellent. Now that that's importing, I'm just going to make a project. I'm just going to call this test. Okay, I got it set at 4K just so that it's nice and big. I only have to do it once. If I'm working in 1080, it'll downsize. If it's working in 4K, it's ready for it, which is good. So all I'm going to do is take the screen recording and I'm going to drag it into my timeline. Before I do anything, you'll notice that that video, of course, is vertical, not in landscape mode. So first thing I need to do here is actually take the video and I'm going to rotate it. So rotate this, 90 degrees. So get it close there, and then just kind of finish it off, 90 degrees. Now I don't know if I went the right way, so I didn't. So I got a minus in there, so I don't want the minus, just 90. And then we're going to simply scale that up so that it fits the screen. Okay. Now, of course, we're going to find where I start drawing. So where was the one I wanted to keep? Oh, there, right there. Okay, so find the end. Bingo, right there. I'm going to blade tool it so I can get rid of the back end. Basically, it's a trim, right? And I'm going to find the beginning of it, which was right there. Same thing. Click my B for blade. Get rid of the top. And if you hit Command R, you'll get what's called a retime. So retime allows you to make this whatever length you want, and because it's animated, it should be all right. So I can stretch that, right? Because right now it's about 5 seconds. Maybe I want it to be 7, so I'm going to pull it out to about 7 seconds. So it's running at about 56%. Be aware when you do this to make sure that you change your video quality here to optical flow, so it tries to smooth it out for you. You'll see it goes through a render, okay? And all you and I are going to do now, just to make sure, right? See that that's nice and smooth? Yeah. That looks good. Okay. Is we're going to come in here again and under this fella right here, because I've got this part of the screen showing up where the iPhone had its toolbar, we're going to come in here, and if you click that little arrow, you're going to see that there's a crop. Okay. So that crop allows us to take, oops, see if we can get it here. Sometimes it's hard to get it. Sometimes it's tricky to get that little piece. Come on now. Well, if all else fails, you can show it here, and you can just trim the left or right hand side, right? So you can play around with these, so I can just bring that down. If you can't grab it, just do it that way. Then I can do the bottom, right? Get my, because I spun it, right? I spun it so the left and rights are wrong. So just kind of spin, make sure everything fits nice. Perfect. And now that you've finished that, I can take this as well in here again. I can do a transform, which means I can shrink it, put it wherever I want, put it in the center, and you got a lovely little animated title that can come up all handwritten. And if you really feel like it, you can actually take this whole scene, because it's black and white, and you could go in to here, sorry, to this one here, and go into what's called your keys. And if you did a luma keyer, you could actually get it to either take the whites or the blacks out, depending on if you just put the keyer on or if you inverted it. Because it's a solid black and a solid white, the key should work really nice. There you go, guys. That's probably the easiest way to be able to put what looks like a handwritten title or an animated piece of text or something like that in your video. Use this, use the tools, right? This is a good tool for that kind of stuff. I'm gonna leave you there. Hopefully this was useful. It sure helped me, because I didn't want to have to keyframe and mask and do all that kind of nastiness. Super easy. Like, share, comment, subscribe, because it's good. I like it. I do. And we will see you next time. Especially if you subscribe. I guess there's a bell thing, yeah? Go hit the bell, because the bell tells you that one of these is there. So do that. That's awesome. All right, my friends. Till next time. Later.